The info space is about to collapse. Here's why. My name is Dan Henry. I've done about $35 million in the info space. If you want proof, leave it in the comments. Look, things are different now, okay? The trust in the market has hit an all-time low. Most people who sell info, even if at one point they were doing things correctly and they were making a lot of money, they're struggling to adapt. They're struggling to change with the market conditions. So what I'm gonna do in this video is I'm gonna explain how we've been able to deal with this and some changes that we've made that have drastically skyrocketed our sales in the past several months. So we start with the main core problem. What's the issue? Trust. Nobody trusts anybody. And why? It's because too many people came into this market and they saw other people that were making money and they said, ooh, that person is making money with that thing, but I don't really know how to do that thing, but I'm gonna do it anyway because they're making money with it. And unfortunately, a lot of these people learn how to market before they learn how to deliver. And so they end up creating programs and coaching and courses that suck. People buy into the marketing, the same marketing you use. If you have a good course, you're using the same type of direct response, copywriting tactics. And so they now associate those tactics with bad products because there's too many books, too many gurus right now teaching these and not enough people that care about making good stuff. So how do you deal with this? How have we dealt with it? The first thing is to attack the problem at its source, and that is trust. So in the past, we used to do an ad to a webinar directly to a sale. Or if we were selling high ticket, we do an ad to a webinar to book a call to a sale. I'm sure you guys know about this, right? Well, as trust degraded in the market, we started spending less on ads. We started mastering organic marketing. I spent probably 250 grand on YouTube coaches to try to learn how to get more out of YouTube, Instagram, stuff like this. And that helped kind of because when you bring someone in from an ad, they're a lot more cold. And so when they're on your webinar or your VSL or whatever, it's not as convincing, right? Because they're brand new to you. But when they followed you for a while, they've watched your reels, they've watched your YouTube videos, they're obviously warmer. So now you can say that same stuff on a webinar or VSL, it works better. However, the trust has gotten so bad in the market that even with that, it's very, very difficult. And so I look back on my career and I was like, okay, what has worked the most? Because when I first got started, nobody knew who I was. I didn't have an audience. You're watching this channel, maybe you don't even know who I am. Maybe you're new to me, right? So the thing is, you always have to realize that you need to come from a place automatically thinking people don't trust you. So here's how we did it. Instead of doing free webinars, we decided to charge for the webinars. And about 4 years ago, I learned this model, what I call paid presentations. So I do you might know it as an online challenge or virtual event. You do a multi-day webinar essentially, and you get people to pay, they show up and they get value and then they buy. Now, historically, this has always converted better. Why? Because people that pay attention, and people that pay attention pay more. So this is an analogy that I use. And by the way, I'll show you how you can actually make this work better because a lot of people do challenges, but there's a little secret sauce that I use that really crushes it. And let me go through the basic and then I'll tell you the advanced. So the basic is that you can think about it sort of like a movie trailer. If you're watching a movie trailer, 2-minute movie trailer, and you see something you don't like, do you buy a ticket to that movie? No, you don't. You just don't, right? But if you pay for a movie, you sit down in the seat, you're watching the movie, and you see something you don't like, do you get up and leave? No, you don't, because you already paid to be there. And so the concept here is simply by charging to attend your sales presentation, people are more locked in, they listen to every word, they don't leave. When you do a webinar, anytime you say something wrong, people leave. So you literally have to be ultra good at webinars. So if you're a health coach, if you're a mindset coach, if you're a relationship coach, you're good at helping people not get divorced. You're good at helping people lose weight. You should not be expected to be this world-class copywriter to grow your friggin' business. It's ridiculous, right? But when you do a webinar, a free webinar, or any kind of free VSL anything, you have to be a world-class marketer because you're competing with world-class marketers. But when you do a paid presentation, you can mess up, you can go to the bathroom. My wife has brought me coffee. I've lost a page. I'm like, hold on guys, let me find it. That would murder conversion rates on a normal webinar. Or imagine watching a VSL video where that happened. It would kill your conversion rates. But because people have paid and they're invested and they came there to solve a small problem, when they watch that presentation and you solve a small problem for them, now they realize that you can solve their problems. They've listened to the entire presentation because they're locked in, and now they're much more likely to buy. Why? Because that trust barrier, that, oh, will this work for me? Is this person legit? You've now demonstrated all, or at least most of the things they've needed to remove that trust barrier. Now here's the secret sauce, the advanced thing. I always do an hour of VIP before my paid presentation. My presentations, sometimes I'll do a 2-day, sometimes I'll do a 3-day, but lately I've been doing 1 hour a day for 5 days. But I add a VIP hour before the main presentation. Now here's why. When people come on and they buy a VIP ticket, they paid a bit more, they come on, I just coach them. I just bring them on and I coach them. I help them with their presentations, their offers, all that. And this would be the same thing if you were, I'm obviously a marketing coach for people in the info space, but if you sold health coaching, if you sold mindset, marriage, it doesn't matter. Oh, hey, my husband is doing this thing, or my wife is always bitching at me because I pay all the bills, but I never take out the trash. And so you bring them on and they're like, hey, what's the problem? Well, my husband pays all the bills. I stay at home. I don't have to work, but he doesn't take out the trash, so he sucks. And then you give them coaching on why maybe she should appreciate her fucking husband for paying for everything. Whatever, right? So you share that coaching on that hour, okay? And this demonstrates that you can help them. The general session where you teach concepts generates how you can help them. When somebody attends something, they've paid to be there, they're locked in, they're paying attention, and they say to themselves, okay, this is how this person can help me. Okay, this is them demonstrating they can help me because I just watched them coach some people through some problems. You combine those things, trust barrier disintegrates, and now not only can you make high ticket sales, but you can do it without a sales team. We did $800,000 in December, no sales team. Last month we did $500,000, no sales team. Just me talking on a whiteboard. Insane, okay? And so if you do this model, and if you switch to paid presentations rather than free presentations, you can actually scale and you can defeat this thing. You can beat this thing. But you have to adapt. And look, this is working right now, okay? I don't know if it's gonna work in 5 years, but it's working right now. It's printing money right now. I've got a client who did this. First month, they did over $116,000 from their very first challenge. Very first one, never did one before. Did a paid presentation, 116 grand, okay? Anyway, if you're interested to learn more of this model, I'll leave a link in the description where I'll show you how we can help you with that. If not, just keep watching my videos. Please subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.